Good morning from NASA's Johnson Space Center. This is Mission Control Houston. It's Tuesday, August 22nd, 2012. You're looking at the International Space Station Flight Control Room from the front of the room, looking across the consoles of the flight control team members who are supporting the orbit shift team today that is working throughout the day supporting activities aboard the International Space Station. In the room today overseeing the team is once again Flight Director Brian Smith. You see him there in the white shirt. He is joined on console by veteran astronaut Anna Fisher. She's serving as the spacecraft communicator, or the CAPCOM. She is the voice link between the flight control team and the crew aboard the International Space Station. The space station currently tracking about 254 miles above the Earth, tracking northeasterly across Bolivia. We'll pass high above Brazil and then out across the Atlantic Ocean. The next coastal crossing, the northwest coastline of Portugal. We'll track across Spain, France, and much of European nations before heading out across Russia, Kazakhstan into an orbital sunset. From this vantage point, the station is circling the Earth about every 92 minutes, offering an orbital sunrise and sunset to the crew members aboard the International Space Station that make up the Expedition 32 crew. That crew arrived at the station at two different times. Three of the crew members, including Commander Gennady Padalka, Flight Engineer Sergei Revin, and Flight Engineer Joe Akaba, arrived at the station back in mid-May aboard their Soyuz TMA-04M spacecraft. They are slated to return home in mid-September. Their return home date right now is Sunday, September 16th. Those three crew members have been aboard the station now 98 days. Today marks their 100th day in space. The other three crew members that joined those three back in mid-July, about a month ago, are flight engineers Yuri Malenchenko and flight engineer Sonny Williams. Also flight engineer Akihiko Hoshide, Aki Hoshide representing the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. Sonny Williams, of course, a U.S. astronaut, Malenchenko, a Russian cosmonaut. So the 6 crew members' day began. They've restored their wake and sleep schedules to their pretty much normal times, which is they wake up about 1 o'clock in the morning and go to bed about 4:30 each afternoon, U.S. Central Time. They have focused their attention today on activities in the Russian segment for the Russian colleagues, including a very detailed debrief of the spacewalk that was conducted on Monday by Padalka and Malenchenko. That 5-hour, 51-minute spacewalk provided them a great deal of background to provide to the teams on the ground. They've been talking to their flight control team about that. In the meantime, Sonny Williams and Aki Hoshide, who will be performing a U.S.-based spacewalk on August 30th, are back in the U.S. airlock Quest. They are preparing tools and the spacesuits that they will wear for their spacewalk, again planned for August 30th, to replace a faulty power relay unit on the station's truss structure. They'll also route some power cables for the Russian scientific laboratory that will replace the Pirs docking compartment, and they'll also remove and replace a failing camera that's out on the Canadian provided Canadarm2 robotic arm that makes up the station's robotic work station on the outside of the complex. In addition, there's scientific activity going on inside the station. Joe Akaba's been working pretty extensively with another experiment in the U.S. laboratory, the BCAT experiment, which is the binary colloidal alloy test. The test today is the colloidal science on the International Space Station supporting the Canadian science mission aboard ISS, known as BCAT C1. So he's been working very detailed activities associated with that in support of that experiment. So a busy day for the crew aboard the station as they head through their midweek of activities aboard the orbiting complex.